Hey, welcome to the Networking Star podcast, where we explore the journeys, strategies of successful entrepreneurs and just all around amazing people. I'm your host, Jeffrey Boyle, and today we're going to dive into the world of business connections, innovation and growth, and fatherhood, something that's very important to me. Today, I'm joined by coach, CEO, and founder of Dads Who Lead. I really love that because he's trying to create this community for dads that share the same idea that they want to lead. And he is really serious about empowering dads who want to make a massive impact. Thanks for joining us, Thomas.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show.
We were talking just, as we've gotten to know each other a little bit about your vision for this. Why is it that you started this Dads Who Lead organization?
Yeah, so I was a teacher for 7 years, and I saw a lot of the gaps between what kids are getting in the classroom and the skills they really need to be successful in life. And those skills often have to do with their own ability to direct themselves and take action on that, their own ability to generate positive relationships that help them grow, their own ability to manage their finances and their fitness. And I feel that with 52% of adults 18 to 29 living at home with their parents, that is really comes down to that ability to be independent. And the greatest catalyst to help them make that jump is their connection with their dad. So the whole goal of Dads Who Lead is to elevate who we are as dads, so that when our kids come to us at 16, 17 years old, that they know that they can lean into our leadership and not feel like they have to rewrite the script and pull away and do everything on their own, but use us to help generate and accelerate their own journey.
I am the father of 5, and my oldest is 23 and now married. And my second she's at college. And then I've got 3 boys at home. So we've got 4 boys and 1 girl. And without question, the heartbeat of our home is my wife. We've been married for 25 years. She's the CEO of the household without question. But there is something remarkable about this partnership that we have. And you talked a little bit about your story, and as a father of 3, talk a little bit about that, about why it's so important that you create this stability in the home between the 2 of you.
Between me and my wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the connection with Megan is really powerful. And it's the foundation for how our kids lead in their relationships, because our relationships, as much as we can connect with our kids and be side by side, ultimately we're still in an authority position. And how we interact with our wives is going to be how they interact with their peers. It's how they're going to react with their future wives. And it's really that chance. It's a higher level of leadership being a father and a dad and a husband than it is being a leader of a company or a department, because you have this title, people have attached monetary value, they need to follow you or else. And as a dad, as a husband, we got to have that connection, because the connection needs to be authentic, and we've got to develop a trust where they can lean into us and know that no matter what happens, we're going to stand by their side.
You talked, you're mentioning some of these different things and even your description of dads who lead. What was a major difference that you saw as a teacher between the students who had a strong leadership, a father who was strong with leadership, and one that really didn't?
Great question. The kids who had, I don't always know, but you can kind of see, like, I would say there's a calmness when there is a sense of calm leadership in the household. There's a sense of calm leadership or calm composure within those kids, and that allows them to stay focused on the tasks that they need and the tasks at hand. And I like really as I grow as a dad and continue to have struggles and problems every week that I am learning to work through, and learning that as I move through things and help dads guide through things, there's this paradox in our media that you're either an involved dad or you're not involved. And that gap of like, oh, like this kid has an involved dad and this kid didn't. Therefore, because kid B's dad is super engaged, that dad's a hero and this kid's doing fun. But like rather, okay, where are we on our journey as dads? How can we improve our leadership skills? How can we improve the impact on our kids? Every day, every minute, every segment that we have of the short time that we have with our kids, how can we maximize that impact? And that's really the goal that I have.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing, the idea of maximizing the impact that you have. I just finished the baseball season on Saturday where I had 12 amazing young men between the age of 13 and 16 years old.
Yeah.
And the impact that you can have, because there's obviously families that are single mothers, and they're doing such an amazing job with these kids. But it was such a really an honor that they would give me the ability to be with their young men. And as a father of five, it's not just my goal to be strong with my children, but also I have that wonderful ability. Do you see that also as a teacher, as a mentor, the ability to be a father figure to children who even aren't your own?
Yeah. So I was a coach as well and involved with my son's Cub Scouts. Um, it was there was a lot of time of okay, I like if you have the chance to coach your kid's team, just do it. Like it seems like man, this is so much time. This is such a big. Just do it. Looking back, my son was in Cub Scouts, being involved with his like has his den leader. Hey, we got this trip to the police station that we got to plan. Well, okay, well, let's make sure it works with our schedule. And then we get the kids there, and so it gives you an advantage that you're sharpening your leadership skills. Two, you can kind of build some of these big events around your own schedule. You can build the practices often if you're the coach around your schedule. You got to take your kids to the practice anyway, drive them there, go back, pick them up at the end after an hour and a half. So how much more is it just to stay there and have that time with them? But leading other kids, it allowed, I think, Charles to see me in a way that I'm not parenting him any differently than I would expect. My expectations are for him what they are for other kids that are also following my lead. And or maybe even a little higher. So it's just this tribe aspect that's created when they see us. Is like, oh, okay, my dad's in charge of an entire group of kids as opposed to just me. And when you're just in that, like, it's just me and you, sometimes it's easier for tensions to build up.
Well, there's no question that fatherhood even is being attacked within the media. It's being attacked within movies,
Mm,
the home environment, and obviously it's the kind of thing where I'm very aware, having been involved with different organizations, how important the home is, and how much I admire these single parents that are out there and how they have to go through it. And it doesn't matter if that's from if that comes from divorce or death or just some type of separation through military of
mhm,
some kind. It's such a huge responsibility to be a parent, and to have different organizations now that are really dedicated to be able to help these amazing assets that we have. We do a lot of content, and we even train AI to write. And I can tell that I've been training my AI avatar to speak about families, because this morning I put out a this really great quote, because I'd had a bunch of different trainings in there about my
yeah.
family, and it said, "Your biggest asset's your family." You wouldn't, if your home is you consider your home as your asset, you wouldn't fail to pay your mortgage. Why are you failing to attend to this most important asset that you have, which is your family? And
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that, on what you can do as a father to be able to really make sure that you're taking care of that precious asset.
Mm, yeah. This is the number one thing, and it's going to seem simple, and people don't like simple because it's usually hard, right? It is watch film. And I coached football for a long time, and it wasn't just about going out on the field and playing and having a good time, but it was about going back and watching the film and rewatching, where did this go wrong? What can I do better as a leader? How can I take ownership over the results that have happened and improve from my end? And it's not until we fully take ownership as a leader and our side that our kids are able to freely take ownership and see that it is not a competition. It is not a I'm right, you're wrong. It is the only race, the only competition is of our hearts and of our own growth. Um, so taking care of your family and developing it is about having the humility to, even when you feel like you've done everything that you can, taking it to the next level and seeing, okay, if I was the next level of leader out, if I was the next level of dad out, what would I be doing to make this situation better? And often that doesn't come until we run into challenge, when something comes up. Um, but it's so critical to have that humility to go back and look at what we've done, and not just be in the film room by yourself, but go in and find a group, find a friend, find a coach who's willing to say, okay, it sounds like you're struggling with this. This is what happened. This is an angle that I'm seeing. What are you seeing, and how can we like address this at a different angle to take you to the next level?
Well, I congratulate you and all the other mothers and fathers that are out there that are really trying to make a difference. And it really is, it's certainly a passion of mine, the family, and just these attacks on saying that one of the other is more important than the other. It's really not. It's this amazing partnership that we have with our children, and they're with us a short time. It's hard to believe my 23-year-old's gone, my 21-year-old's
Mm,
gone, and you look at the short time with that I've left with now my 16-year-old, and after that my 13-year-old, and after that my
yeah.
10-year-old. It's a full house, but I really, it's really something that you cherish. But tell everybody where they can find you and get more information about what you're doing, and how it is that you're helping dads really take a leadership role.
Yeah, so I've got a program I'm doing right now called Raising Champions. I'm not, I will be doing another one of those in the future. Um, but if you go over to dadswholead.com, we've got a free leadership quiz that will kind of break down, you'll help you look at the film and see what's your leadership style, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and uh, they're doing this work, talking to lots of dads. We find archetypes of our leaders. We have certain ways that we naturally lead. So understanding what our own style is, and then with each style, their strengths and their weaknesses. So seeing and identifying this gives you a fast forward, a shortcut. I don't like the word shortcut. Fast pass. If you go to like the theme parks, a fast pass. All right, to like, all right, these are some of the things that often come up when you have this leadership style. Here are some skills, here are some tools to walk away with it, with that free quiz.
Well, it's exciting to see more and more people really trying to make sure that we keep so much of people. I very much believe in constantly improving and constantly looking for better ways to do things. But the foundation of the family and the foundational importance of a father who will lead and work in partnership with the kids, work in partnership with significant other is so important. And congratulate you for what you're doing. And it's a very noble vision. So it's dadswholead.com. And
Yep. And you could also like major platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm not like I have a TikTok account that somebody else kind of manages, but if you want to like actually reach out to me, I'm not on there. I try to avoid that space for my own distraction reasons. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me on any of those other platforms.
all right, well, thank you very much. And it's a it's truly something that's needed, and it's not it's the future of business. It's the future of the stability of everything, is really having parents that are engaged with their children. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Jeff.